The most important part of a sales interaction is hooking the fish. Fish usually get attracted to the worm in the water, and that's what hooks them, and then you reel them in. What is the worm you're placing to get your clients interested in your product or service? If it's mortgages or insurance or finances, that's pretty easy for me. I would just say something like, hey, I'm here to save you some money today. If it's landscape, I'd say something like, hey, I'm here to make your landscape look 10 times more amazing than what it does today. There has to be something you say in the beginning of your interaction to get the client interested in what you're doing. But that's the easy part because you're prepped for it and that's what you do full time. The hard part is doing it when the client does not want to speak to you or has objections initially up front. Then how do you pique their interest, throw in the worm, and catch them and keep them interested when they're trying to run out? Well, it's a game of speed and persuasion. How fast could you analyze the data that you're taking in, and how fast could you spew something out back charismatic that's going to make them interested in your product or service? For example, somebody says, I'm busy. I analyze that data. Well, I'll make this super quick for you. That's me analyzing the data, throwing another worm to try to keep them on the hook. I'm not going to waste your time. If someone says I'm already working with somebody, I analyze the data. Well, that's exactly why I'm calling you, because I'm here to offer you a better package than what you already have. If someone says I'm just looking around, I analyze the data. Well, what are you looking for? How fast could you analyze the data, and how fast could you spew something out that's charismatic, sounds good, and makes a client interested in your product? How fast could you put the worm, throw it in, and start wheeling the client in? Here's a better question. If we were to freeze time during a sales phone call or interaction where you're getting an objection up front, if we froze and paused time and said, hey, here's $1 million briefcase, what's one thing you could say right now to get this client engaged and keep them on the line with you or keep them talking to you? And we freeze time, what's the one thing you would say? Well, you say that thing, you hit play, and you continue on the conversation. Now, how could you do that every single time? You see, the more and more you do this, the more natural it's going to become, and pretty soon you can do it blindfolded. So start today and start right now.